The harsh truth. Why most people stay broke. Have you ever wondered why your paycheck disappears faster than you can spend it? Every month, millions of people go through the same routine. Get paid, pay bills, cover some expenses, and by the end of the month, they're broke again. Here's the hard truth. It's not just about how much you earn. It's about what you do the moment money hits your account. You see, the average person is stuck in a financial loop because they're following a broken formula. Work, spend, hope. Something changes, but nothing changes. Because wealth isn't built by hoping. It's built by systems. In this video, I'll show you how to break free from that cycle by automating your money the way the wealthy do it. But before we dive into the system, you need to understand the foundation. 2 types of income, 2 types of mindsets, 2 possible futures, and only one leads to freedom. Let's start right now. Active income versus passive income. What really matters? There are only 2 ways to make money in this world. Active income. You trade your time, skills, and energy for cash. Passive income. Your money or your systems work for you, even while you sleep. Let's break it down. Active income. This is the money you earn by showing up. You could be an employee with a fixed salary and work hours, a freelancer, doctor, barber, or delivery driver. Anyone exchanging time for money. If you don't work, you don't get paid. Simple as that. Passive income. This is the money that keeps flowing, whether you're working, traveling, or even sleeping. You might get it from owning a business that runs without you, investments that pay dividends or interest rental properties, royalties, or digital products. Now here's the key insight most people miss. Being rich isn't just about having more income. It's about having more time. And passive income buys you that time. So while the majority of people spend their whole lives maximizing active income, the wealthy focus on building streams of passive income that never stop flowing. Because when your money works for you, you stop being a slave to the clock. Understanding assets, liabilities, and wealth. If you truly want to build wealth, you must master one rule. Assets feed you. Liabilities bleed you. Let's keep it simple. What is an asset? An asset is anything that puts money into your pocket. It generates income, builds value, or appreciates over time. Examples: dividend-paying stocks, real estate rentals, a YouTube channel that earns while you sleep, even your savings in a high-yield investment. What is a liability? A liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. It drains your bank account over time. Examples: a car you're still paying off, a house with a huge mortgage and no income return credit card debt, fancy gadgets that lose value fast. Here's the twist. Some things that look like assets are actually liabilities in disguise. Your car? It might look valuable, but if it only cost you gas, insurance, and maintenance, it's draining you. Your house? Unless it's making money, it's not an asset, it's a luxury liability. Real wealth begins when you start stacking real assets, things that grow, pay you, and protect your financial future. And that brings us to the next truth. You don't get wealthy by owning things. You get wealthy by owning things that pay you. The 5 financial mindsets that shape your future. Before money moves in your bank account, it moves in your mind. Your mindset determines your financial destiny, not your paycheck. Let me show you 5 mindsets that dictate how people handle money. Figure out which one is yours and which one you must shift to. 1. The broke mindset. I only make enough to survive. This person uses 100% of their income for basic needs. No savings, no investments, no margin for growth. They live paycheck to paycheck and believe there's no way out. 2. The broke premium mindset. I pay my bills and treat myself too. They cover the essentials, then spend a little on wants. Eating out, subscriptions, weekend fun. Still no savings, still no long-term vision. Instant gratification kills any financial momentum. 3. The middle class trap. I pay bills, enjoy life, and save whatever's left. They save or invest only if there's money left at the end of the month, which rarely happens. They're building a little wealth, but very slowly, and most of their assets turn into liabilities, like financed houses or cars. 4. The wealth builder. I invest first, then live on what's left. This mindset flips the order. They invest a portion of their income before spending on lifestyle. They live frugally, build real assets, and their money starts working for them. They understand delayed gratification is the path to freedom. 5. The abundance creator. I make money work for me, not the other way around. They start by investing in income-producing assets. Those assets create passive income, which pays their bills and buys their time. They no longer chase money. Money chases them. Now here's the reality. Most people are stuck between mindset 1 and 3. The wealthy live in mindset 4 and 5. If you want to escape the financial hamster wheel, you need to make that mindset leap, starting today. The 60-30-10 rule and why it works. You don't need a complex spreadsheet to master your money. You need a simple rule that works every month, like clockwork. Enter the 60-30-10 rule, a proven strategy used by financially free people around the world. Here's how it works when your paycheck drops into your account. 60%. Essentials. This covers all your non-negotiables, rent or mortgage utilities, transportation, groceries, insurance. Basically, everything you need to stay alive and functioning. If your essentials are over 60%, it's a red flag. It means you're likely living above your means. 30%. Lifestyle. This bucket is for wants, not needs. Restaurants, travel subscriptions, gym entertainment. This is where most people overspend and sabotage their financial progress. But when kept within 30%, it fuels joy without killing your future. 10%. Investments. This is your freedom fund. It's the part that doesn't give you dopamine today, but buys you freedom for life. Invest this 10% in emergency funds at first, treasury bonds, index funds, or real estate assets that generate passive income. It may feel small, but it's everything, because this is the money that starts compounding quietly, until one day, it buys you total independence. Now here's the catch. Most people do this in reverse. They spend first, then try to save what's left. And guess what? Nothing is left. So from now on, invest first, spend second, live free forever. Pay yourself first, always. Here's the golden rule the rich never break. Pay yourself first. It sounds simple, but it's the exact opposite of what most people do. When the average person gets paid, here's their order. Pay the rent, cover the bills, buy groceries, grab a few extras. Then, if anything is left, maybe invest a little. And guess what? There's never anything left, because humans aren't wired to have leftover discipline. We spend what we see. We justify what we want. We're emotional first, logical second. The rich flip the script. Here's how wealthy people treat their income. Invest 10% minimum immediately into assets. Cover essential bills. Use what's left for lifestyle and fun. Why? Because investing first makes wealth non-negotiable. It forces you to live with discipline, and over time, your investments start paying you. Let me make this clear. You don't build wealth with leftovers. You build it by design. So the next time you get paid, ask yourself, did I pay myself first, or did I just work for everyone else? Build your emergency fund. First milestone. Before you think about building wealth, before you dream of quitting your job or becoming a full-time investor, you need a financial shield, a buffer between you and chaos. That shield is your emergency fund. What is it? It's a stash of cash, liquid, safe, and accessible, that covers at least 6 months of your basic living expenses. We're talking rent or mortgage, utilities, food, transportation, insurance. Nothing fancy, just survival mode, without panic. Why is this step crucial? Because without it, one unexpected event can wipe you out. A medical bill, a job loss, a car repair, a family emergency. And when you don't have a safety net, you're forced to go into debt. And debt kills wealth. How to build it? Simple math. If your monthly essential expenses are $2,000, you need $12,000 as your emergency fund. Start by saving 10% of every paycheck. At that pace, you'll reach the goal in 34 months or faster, depending on your income, discipline, and lifestyle cuts. Use safe, liquid places like high-yield savings accounts, treasury-backed funds, money market funds, government bonds. This is not about making big returns. It's about peace of mind. Once this fund is in place, you're no longer surviving. You're playing offense. Next stop, building income streams that pay you back every month. Create a second income with the REITs. Once your emergency fund is locked and loaded, it's time to move from defense to offense. You've protected your downside. Now it's time to build your second paycheck without working twice as hard. And one of the best ways to start? REITs, real estate investment trusts. What are REITs? REITs are companies that own and operate income-producing real estate like shopping malls, office buildings, warehouses, apartments, data centers. When you invest in a REIT, you're essentially buying a piece of those properties. And here's the magic. By law, REITs must pay out at least 90% of their profits as dividends. That means you can start receiving monthly or quarterly income without ever owning a building, fixing a toilet, or dealing with tenants. Why are they powerful? Because they allow you to build passive income with small amounts. Stay liquid. You can sell REIT shares anytime. Diversify across multiple properties. Earn real estate returns without real estate headaches. How to choose the right REITs. Look for REITs that are paying 9% plus in annual dividends priced near or below 1x book value, have low vacancy rates, have high liquidity, meaning people are actively buying, selling shares. Avoid REITs that are over-leveraged, paying unsustainable dividends, or heavily speculative. This is your foundation. Start steady, start strong. When those dividend payments start landing in your account, you'll realize something powerful. Your money is now going to work, so you don't have to. This is how the second income begins. It starts small, but it grows. Month after month. The passive income snowball. You've started small. You've planted the first seeds. REITs, savings, consistent investing. Now comes the compound effect, the silent force that builds empires over time. Welcome to the passive income snowball. How it works. You invest a portion of your income into assets, like REITs or index funds. Those assets start generating passive income. Instead of spending it, you reinvest that passive income. That reinvestment increases your asset base, which produces even more passive income. Repeat this cycle long enough and guess what? Your passive income becomes larger than your paycheck. Real example. Let's say you start investing $600 a month consistently. With compound growth and reinvested dividends, in a few years you're earning $1,000 a month in passive income. You keep reinvesting, and that $1,000 becomes $2,500, then $5,000. And one day it covers your rent, your food, your life. You're no longer trading time for survival. You're earning money, simply because you planned better than 95% of people. Most people fail here because they break the snowball. They spend the dividends. They pull money out early. They chase fast profits instead of compounding slow wealth. But the wealthy, they let the snowball roll, and they add to it every single month, no matter what. Discipline today creates freedom tomorrow. And this brings us to the final goal, making your passive income big enough to pay all your bills permanently. How much money you really need to be free? Let's answer the question everyone's thinking. How much money do I need to finally stop working? The answer is simpler than you think. And it comes down to one formula, freedom formula, desired monthly income, monthly yield, freedom number. Let's break it down. Say your essential expenses are $3,240 per month, and you're earning 1% per month from your investments, very possible with REITs, bonds, or a mix of assets. To cover those expenses entirely from passive income, you'd need $3,240, 0.01, $324,000. That's your freedom number. With $324K working for you at 1% per month, you'd never have to work to survive again. The important notes. The number isn't fixed. It depends on your lifestyle and cost of living. The yield matters. Higher returns. Lower capital needed. The discipline matters more. Most people earn enough, but never save or invest properly. What happens after you hit that number? You gain options. Work becomes a choice, not a necessity. You can say no to people, jobs, and stress. You build wealth faster because you're no longer leaking time and energy. You diversify into stocks, crypto, global markets, business equity. Whatever makes sense for your goals. Freedom isn't about retiring early. It's about living life on your terms. Now here's the truth. Most people will never reach this point. Not because they don't earn enough, but because they never commit to a plan and stick with it. But you're here. You've got the plan. You've got the system. And now it's just about repeating it until you win. So build your emergency fund. Stack those reds. Reinvest every dollar. Let the snowball roll. And reach your number faster than anyone thought possible.